Welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for stopping by. Today, sadly, we're going to talk about a tragedy. This tragedy happened to the Watts family. Shanann was the mother, and Christopher Lee Watts was the husband and father of the children. The two beautiful daughters, I almost cannot focus on them because of the horrific way that they died. They were drowned in an oil tank, and Shanann was pregnant with what the family calls baby Nico. So there's a lot of videos out there that talk about the gruesome details of the murders. So I feel like I don't have to do that here. You can get that from those channels because I don't enjoy giving that kind of details out when there's little children, a pregnant woman. This just goes beyond what I really want to dive into. So I am going to simply ask the tarot cards. I'm going to consult with the tarot cards, and I'm going to find out or gain insights, hopefully, into what happened to Christopher Lee Watts. Now, you can see the picture of the look on his face in the two different scenarios. Now, that middle picture was a girlfriend. I'm not going to focus on her probably at all unless she comes up in the reading. So here we go. I'm going to allow the cards to tell what happened to Christopher Lee Watts that would cause him to be able to murder his entire family. His wife, unborn child, and two beautiful daughters. What would cause this? All right, let's go. I'm going to use my Sirius deck first, which is the Universal Weight. Tell us about Christopher Lee Watts. Ooh, I've never had this happen. How many videos have I had when a pile of cards came out with the top one being death? And there's a children. There's children in here. Wow. That's never happened. Where I have literally, this is the child card. All right. Two cards fell out. Death of a child, and there's children in here. And that's exactly what I was hoping would not have to address, and this is what we have to address. There's a child coming forward that says, I want to speak. I want to have a voice. I want to speak, and it's a very young child. There's a very young child here. Didn't even understand what was going on. Wants to have a voice. Wants to be heard. Oh, what does a child want to say? What does this child want to say? This child is coming through and wants to say something. Very angry. This child is very angry and didn't know how to fight the knight that was the father, indicating that the father came with just like a vengeance of hate. This is the Knight of Swords, and you can see he's headed into battle to kill. There was definitely an intent to kill. There was definitely an intent to kill right there. I'm going to kill. I want to kill quickly. I just want to kill everybody. This is what was going on in his head. All right, let's put the child in the card ahead. Let's keep going. Let's keep going with this. What else do we have to know? So I feel like this is the unborn child over there because the child has no clothes on. So I feel like this is the unborn child and is happy on the other side. Wasn't born, but now is, in the light, happy. So this child that's unborn didn't experience the trauma that this child did through the death process. So this child is in a happy place. And this child is expressing a painful death. This child is expressing that my life was ended. This is a very painful death. Wow, this is like held down, held face down, like held face down in a liquid. There's liquid in the back. This child really wants to talk about it. And I'm not, I don't usually, you know, I don't know, maybe it's a guardian angel coming through speaking for the child, which is what I would hope. But this child wants to express. I was held down in a liquid, couldn't breathe. So for some reason, the child wants to get their story expressed, and by a very sick person, very sick. This is the Devil card, very sick. Felt like he was trapped in a marriage. This is chained, like chained to the other person, and didn't see any way out of it except what, death, of killing. His mind couldn't fathom, like, let's get a divorce, right? It went right to the ending of lives. And this is the Lover's card. So this falling in love with someone else was a factor in this. So here's trapped in a marriage, and here this love would make this person be free. So person felt trapped in this marriage, but if they fell in love, oh my gosh, then I'd be free. Everything is fine. La 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 la. And so he conspired. The cards are being very brutally honest in this, and I apologize that they're being so brutally honest. There is a lot of really disturbing cards, which, you never know when you're going to pull tarot cards, what you're going to get. But there he is plotting. He definitely plotted this out, and he knew that he was going to kill everybody and that they would have no weapons. The two children would have no weapons. He would have no problem killing them. I think he was thinking he had to have more weapons or more tools for Shanann. And there he was, justice served. So justice was served. I feel like we should let Shanann have a voice. And so normally I would never do this, but I'm going to get out my steampunk and I'm going to ask Shanann, do you want to have a voice? Do you want to speak now from the other side? Here she is, if she wants to speak. She's with the angels. She wants to send love to the people who care about her. She's an angel, and she wants to send love to those who care about her. I almost feel like this could be love to her, like if she's got family down here, whoever her family is down here, I feel like she's an angel. She's like, I've got my angel wings now, and I'm sending love to the people who loved me. I feel like she's in an angelic place. She is. Oh, and I feel like this star could be like the unborn baby with her too. And I'm no doubt that she is most likely with the daughters. She's peeking through the veil. And that's the Page of Pentacles. Just as I was saying, she's with the daughter. That's another page. That's the children. She's with the daughters. She's with the daughters. And she's peeking through the veil, meaning she's peeking out like, who's communicating with me? And I'm just thanking her for coming through and saying, Shanann, do you want a voice? Because if you want a voice, speak it now. If you need to say something. Whoa. Knight of Swords. There was the weapon, and there was the calculating. Oh, she's really angry at the Knight of Swords, which would be him. She is really angry. And the Knight of Swords, remember, that's the card where he was racing in the other deck. He was racing with the sword on the horse. Well, that's that same card in a different deck, and that's coming up again. She is like, he was, and this is also, he's not right in the head, because he's wearing a helmet and there's all these dark clouds, and he was not right in the head. There was something not right with him. And obviously we know, to be able to do that to the three of them and the unborn child, to be able to kill, she's almost saying like he killed his entire family. The three of us were alive on the earth plane and he killed us. She wants, she's just beside herself with that. And the Hermit means he's going to die alone. He's going to die a lonely person. This is what she's saying. He is a hermit now. Nobody cares about him, and he's going to die alone as a very lonely person when he gets whenever he dies, when he gets old or whatever. The Nine of Wands, for all the wounding he's caused. Wands can be a karmic card, like she's indicating that she's not even concerned because there is a law. There are laws to the universe that handle things like this, so she doesn't have to project out any hatred toward him. Yeah, there's another child card, and she's like, I've risen above this. See the air balloon? I've risen above, even though I'm angry about what he did. She's risen above it. She's risen above the emotion of of hatred. And she's in the spiritual realm, and the girls, here's the girls, they'll grow up in the spiritual world, and they'll grow up to be beautiful. She's saying, focus on how beautiful my daughters are growing up. Their energy is still around. I want to focus on how beautiful the daughters are, and that he will never see his own daughters being raised, because he thought that that he had control. He had control issues. This is the Emperor. He thought that he could control everything, including my life, the girl's life. She's just indicating that he was very controlling. And all she really wanted was to be happy, to have a happy family. She goes, I just wanted to be happy in my life and have a partner that was happy, be happily married. This was one of her goals that she's talking about. But she also said that I needed to have more power. See, here she is taking control, the Chariot, and there wasn't any of that. She didn't feel like she had control of anything when she was on Earth. But here she is gaining control, realizing that she wanted to have control. So she is in a good spot with the daughters. And I feel like she wants to focus on the beauty of the daughters and not the horrific way that they all entered the other side. Now, I did do some numerology on this, which I found interesting. Sorry that this is kind of a mess, but I looked for patterns in the numbers. All right, Christopher Lee Watts. Right away, we notice that there's nines here, 999 in the first name. And, normally 9 is endings, but it's supposed to be compassion. But he's got power. He's got 8 as a second letter, and he's got 8. He's got 2 8s in the first name. Now, he was born in 85, which is another 8, and he committed this crime in 2018. And let me tell you that his date of birth, well, he's got 2 E's, which are 5s, which is more karmic, and he's got another 5 in the last name. He's got 5s in all 3 names. Watts, he's got double 2s. So the 2s are sensitive people. Like he would have grown up in a family that had some karma, but also some sensitivities. He would have been sensitive to certain things. Maybe he was had allergies, or maybe he was sensitive to certain things. But by any means, he came in under the number 16, which is karmic. That's a karmic number right there, in a karmic month. 5 in a karmic year. 85, 5. So we were born in the month of 5 at 85. This is about the fall of the ego, self-sabotage. And also, if you have this many 5s in all your names, your month, your year, if you have that many 5s, a lot of times those people experience loss, like everything is lost. But most people just feel it. They don't actually murder everybody to literally lose everything. Now, this murder was committed on August 13th. There you again, 13 is another karmic number. And 8 is about power. Now, the second letter of Shanann's name is 8. And that's the second letter of Christopher's. So they came down here and look at all the 5s in her name. 555, 5 in the middle name, 5 in the last name. So this was definitely something going on with karmic. In 2018, you take the month and the day, and if it's over 9, break it down. So this is a 3, and you 3 plus 2 is 5. So he was in a karmic year when he did it. In the month of 8, which is about power. Remember, the second letter of their name is power. So there was a power battle. They had lessons in power to learn. But nonetheless, the month of August was 13. Again, strange. 8 plus the year means his personal month was a 13. and he murdered her on a 13 day. And 13 is the death card in tarot. So there was definitely something going on here karmically. Now for her, 2018 it's a 6 year, and this was about her focused on family because obviously she had the 2 girls and was pregnant again. So I wrote power there. I wrote power here because this was the second letter of her name. So they both had power. They both had issues with power, both of them. Maybe he was too powerful and maybe she felt powerless. We don't know how that played out. But she also had the second letter of her maiden name was 8. She had an 8 in the middle name and an 8 in the first name. So one of her lessons in this life was to become powerful. Well, she came down here with a 1 and a 10. A 1 is very strong. It's a very strong number. She was a 2 for her personality, which is nurturing, quiet, sensitive, somewhat shy till you get to know someone. And then once she gets to know them, then everything goes fine. And her month of August was a 7. That was kind of sloppy. I wrote all over the place, but this was a 7. August was a personal month of 7 for her, which is she was feeling alone. It's also a very spiritual number. And of course, she also had a karmic tie in here with the number 5. Now, looking at the patterns of their name, you can see that Lee, E-E, and T-T of Watts, and then he's got 2 5s in his birthday, and then she's got A-A and N-N-N, and then she was born on 1/10, which is another 1. So you can see that they've got a lot of entangled patterns of numbers, which is really interesting when you see these kind of patterns in the numbers. 5 is definitely karmic, and it can also be upsetting events. So if we were to read his name like a book, he came down here to learn about communication, and he had to learn about power. He had to have compassion. He needed to learn about compassion and helping large groups of people, like not just 1 or 2 people, but groups of people. He came down here to help groups of people learn how to be independent and yet function in a relationship, helping others, become spiritual. Now here's the 8 again, more power. He came down here for adventure, and there again, a third 9 in his first name, which is compassion, 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 compassion. You don't murder people when you came down here for a lesson in compassion. Well, then we look at the middle name, communication, but 5 is about change and freedom. He wanted freedom. And so his middle name, he wanted freedom from this marriage, and the only way he saw it was to end a life, which is tragic. So it's very sad. She came down here to learn how to be independent, powerful, and here's another independent. But this is also to have a sense of who am I. She came down here to figure out who she was, and if she wasn't who she wanted to be, she was open to change. And then here she is, independent again, with lots of ideas, freedom, change, adventure, freedom, change, adventure. My guess is she was a very adventurous woman. She's got communication important in her middle name. She's got compassion in the maiden name, but she took on the Watts name, which was interesting because she traded up 2 3s in her maiden name for 2 2s. 3s are about communication, and 2s are more quiet. 3s are talkative, 2s are more silent. So sometimes they suffer silently. So at any rate, there was definitely a lot of karmic numbers in here. So it could be that they have had more than one past life together. And I can ask the cards, I wonder if this would be it. Are they done? Will they never have a future life together again? No. So she has moved on. She has learned her lesson. She will be moving on. What's going to happen with him? He didn't learn his lesson because he murdered, again, here we go. He murdered 3 people for himself, ego-based. He murdered 3 people four people if you consider the uterus child, So actually, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. The baby that was still not born yet could be this one. So he murdered 4 people. Yeah, he is not gonna have a good future life. This is not good. This is good. She is passed through, and she is gonna be happy, completely on a happy path, and not so much for him. So this was an extremely tragic case, and I want to ask if there's anything else that we really have to know about this. I feel like there's something else to be said, but I'm drawing a blank. What else do we have to know about this? She's in the spirit world extremely happy. So she is happy in the spirit world. Okay, this is good. She's happy in the spirit world. She's focused on the family that's over there. This is interesting because I feel like she's met somebody and she's in love on the other side, and she's telling me it's like soulmate. I have met my soulmate on the other side, and this was somebody who tragically passed early in life, not the way she did, but tragically passed. They met on the other side, and they're all a happy family. So she has attained complete happiness on the other side. What do we have to know up here with Christopher? He's alone, like she said he would be alone. His mental faculties are confused. So he is in a complete and total state of confusion. So he's alone. He'll be alone the rest of his life, and his mind is not thinking properly. He keeps reworking things. He's trying to justify things in his mind. I think that he is living in a living hell 24 hours a day. I think he could be medicated, because this could be he's on medication causing him to be confused. I don't know if he's on medication, but he is in a confused state. So she is happy and has somebody else in her life that's like a soulmate. That's good to know. Good for her that she's enjoying her life on the other side. So, all right. I have done this video, and this was hard. This was really a hard video to do. So I thank you for being on my channel, and we'll see you on the next video.